All right, good morning, everyone. We have a lot to do today. We will learn four different types of inheritance pattern. Last week we did monohybrid, and today we will do dihybrid, codominance, incomplete dominance, and sex link. Okay, so four things to cover. Except for sex link. Everything else is going to be on the quiz, and the quiz is next Monday. Okay. So here we go. We only have 2 more weeks left, guys. Okay. Actually, I don't think I can finish the course, so I will have to cut some stuff out, which is good news for you, of course, right? But yeah, it is what it is. Talk too much sometimes. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start with dihybrid cross today. Dihybrid. Dihybrid cross. Okay. These are questions where you are tracking two traits at the same time. All right. So let's say there is a parent with genotype big A, big B, small b. So we're looking at two genes at the same time now, gene A and gene B. Last week was just one gene, right? You only look at big A, small a, or big A, right? Okay, it's gene A, just one gene. But today in dihybrid, we are going to be looking at two genes, okay, two traits. So gene A and gene B. Let's take a look at the gametes produced by this person. Okay. So what kind of gametes can they produce? Well, for gene A, there isn't too many options. It's just big A, right? But what can big A pair up with? Well, big A can pair up with big B, or big A can pair up with small b. Okay. Big A and big A cannot go together because that would be non-disjunction, right? Even the phone doesn't understand what I'm saying. It's very sad. So, the big A and big A cannot go together because they are the same gene, right? And because of the law of segregation, the genes are supposed to separate, right? So A, you can only get one of them, and B, you can only get one of them. And then you have to figure out all the various combinations. So big A go with big B, or big A go with small b. Is that okay? Now you have to have the right gametes. If that's wrong, your whole question will be wrong. What about the other A? Well, big A will go with big B. We already have that. We don't have to write it down again. Big A goes with small b. And we already have that, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so those are all the possible combinations. Now, another thing to note is this. Whether you inherit the capital A has nothing to do with whether you inherit the capital B. It's not like if you get the big A, then you have to get the big B. Now, you can also get the small b. So the inheritance of one gene is not going to affect the inheritance of another gene. Okay? This is called the law of independent assortment. Mendel, which is the guy who came up with all these things with the pea plants, he has two laws, right? First law is the law of segregation. If you have two alleles for a gene, those alleles will separate when you form the gametes. Right? If you have big A, small a, you're not going to pass both into the gametes. The gamete will either have big A or small a. That's law of segregation. The second law is the law of independent assortment. Whether you get big A or small a in a gamete will not affect whether you get big B or small b in the same gamete. Okay? In other words, these are all independent events. Okay? Each gene will get sorted into the gametes independently. Okay? Each gene is like flipping its own coin. The result of one will not affect the other. Okay, let's practice this again. Let's say we have another person that is small a, small a. You know what? Let's do big A, small b, small b. What are the possible gametes? Say it again. Go ahead. Uh-huh. That's right. Okay. So big A, small b. And then that's another big A, small b. We don't have to write the same thing. And then small a, small b, and small a, small b, right? Have you guys learned this in math? Like, did you guys do this stuff in math yet? No? Yeah? Yeah? Like, look, you put the 2 and the x and then 2 and the 3, right? It's the same thing, okay? What you guys call this, like FOIL or something in math? Or whatever the acronym is, okay? But it's the same thing, okay? You just distribute each letter. Yeah. I used to teach math before they put me to bio. So I know what you guys do. Okay, so that's that. Let's do another one. Okay. Figure out all the possible gametes. Okay, yeah. Small a, small b, you mean? Yeah. Okay, sure. Mm-hmm. Yes, we write in the same order though, okay? Yeah, A before B. Do you guys agree? Big A, big B, big A, small b, small a, big B, small a, small b. Do you understand how to write a gametes? If not, you gotta let me know. Because the whole next 45 minutes is gonna rely on your ability to write a gametes correctly. Okay, so just as an aside, what about multiple genes? How many different gametes are possible if we are tracking 3 genes now instead of 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 6? Is it 8? Is it 9? Let me know. Show me your fingers. Okay, good try. Sure.
But you said it has to all, like you have to write it in the same order.
Yeah, like you write A before B, right? For all of them. You don't
Yeah.
do B before A. That's why it's just
Like, like B and C, or no?
yeah, you can do B.
Oh,
How many guys? Not quite. Yes. No. Josh, yes. Angela, no. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, okay. This is important, guys, okay? Everything I tell you is important. How many possibilities for big A, small a? Just big A, small a, guys. This is not difficult. Big A, small a, how many possibilities? Two, right? You either get the big A or you get the small a, right? Two. Right? How many possibilities for B? How many possibilities for C? So two, two, two. We multiply them together, right? Just like the codons, right? 2 times 2 is 8. Okay? Look, I'll list it for you. It's like that. Who knew ABC can be so difficult? But there are the 8 combinations, okay? Do you understand? It's more, listen, it's more important you understand how many combinations than to write them out. Here's the secret. It's just, look, it's just all of these, right? Big A, big B, and then you do a big C or big A, big B, small c. Big A, small b, big C, or big A, small b, small c. It's just each of these, but each one is either combined with a big C or a small c, right? And that's how you get like 8 in total. All right, very quickly. We'll do those in a second, but here. How many combinations here? Okay, so I'll do this one with you again. Just yell out the answer, okay? How many combinations for this one? 2. Okay. Next one. Next one. It's big C or big C, right? That's one choice. Okay? Right? And big D and small d? 1. So you multiply them together, equals 8. Understand? It's not always 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? You have to see whether it's homozygous or what's the other word? Heterozygous. Very good. One more. How many this time? Just figure it out and show me your answer. Think 64. You have it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Angel, you got this? Working on it? Yes. Okay, look, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, right? And multiply them all together. Don't add, okay? It's multiply. Okay? when in doubt, if you're not sure if it's add or multiply, for the stuff we're doing, is usually multiply, okay? If you're stuck on the test and you don't know what to do, multiply, okay? I mean, that's your best bet, okay? I'm not saying it's going to guarantee it's correct, but it's the best bet. Okay? 32, right? Understand? Great. All right, now comes the hard stuff. Okay, make sure you are extra awake for this. All right, so we're gonna look at Mendel's experiment, and what he did was this. Okay, he crossed two kind of plants. One is pure round and yellow, and then the other is pure wrinkled and green. So this is the P generation. What does P stand for? Parent, right? Okay, parent, very good. Okay, so there are two genes here. Two genes he's looking at. Shape and color. So I'm gonna tell you, yellow is dominant. Bigger than means dominant, okay? Dominant over, oh, sorry. This is shape. Round. Round is dominant over wrinkle. And yellow is dominant over green. What letter should we use to represent the shape? Okay, yeah. Big R for round. And then what about wrinkle? That's right. And what about color? What should I use for yellow? Big Y, yeah, and so remember, if it's the same character you're talking about, like color, you use the same letter, right? But it's okay. In fact, you need to use different letters for different characters. Okay? All right. Pure round yellow. What's the genotype for the plant that is pure round yellow? Go ahead, Josh. Louder. Double big R, yeah. And yellow. That's correct. Do you guys understand? Pure means it's the same, right? Okay. So in this case, round is big R. So it must be big R, and big Y, big Y. Okay. What about the pure wrinkled green? What is it, Demi? Yeah. Small y, small y. That's right. Okay. That's it. Remember, on the test and on the quiz, triple check you have the right genotype. Otherwise, the whole question is gone. All right. What kind of gametes can pure round yellow produce? What kind of gametes? Remember the little thing that we talked about, the math thing? Big R, big Y. Anything else? Can this plant produce other gametes? No, I just big R, big Y, right? That's all I can produce. There's no small r, there's no small y. This is it. Okay, I'm gonna put a bar to separate the two parents. How about this one? What kind of gamete? Small r and small y, right? Okay, that's the only thing it can produce. So now we're gonna do the Punnett. I always have trouble spelling it. Punnett square. All right, so let's see. This Punnett square is pretty small. It's just one option with one option, so it's 1 by 1. And I'm gonna put this guy over here, big R, big Y, and I'm gonna put this guy over here. So this is the pure round yellow. This is the pure wrinkle green. Now, when I put the gametes together, the same letters have to be grouped together, okay? And capital always goes first. Big R, small r, and big Y, small y. That's all. Which means F1 will be 100% big R, big Y, small y, which is 100%. What's the phenotype? The phenotype? Round and what? Round and yellow, yes. Okay? Which is not surprising, okay? Anytime the parents are pure, then all the F1 gen. Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
Already requested on your pencils.
Okay. Erasers?
Yeah.
The right.
Oh, this one.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a calculator?
Calculator right there.
Oh, that one is that yours?
It's not mine, but it was.
Okay. You need to grab these two.
Sure.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, so whenever the parents are pure, then 100% of the time, the F1 generation will be showing the dominant phenotype, okay? So even though the parents, one of them is yellow, the other is green, because yellow is dominant over green, 100% of the time, the F1 will be yellow. Okay? Because green is round is dominant over wrinkle, then again, 100% of the F1 will be round. Okay, I'm not sure if you understand that. It's very important that you do. So let's do a side thing here, okay? Side note. Okay, let's say we have a mouse here. And then we have another mouse. We kind of did this last time, right? Remember? No, yeah, maybe. Okay, so this one here is gray coat, and short tail. This one is white and long tail. All right. I'm not going to tell you which one is dominant, which one is recessive. I'm going to tell you that they are pure, though. Okay. Pure. And you're going to cross them together, and then you're going to get your F1s. And you can see that the F1 are 100%. Okay. So based on this information, what's dominant? Is gray dominant or white dominant? Good. Is long dominant or short dominant? Long, right? Because like it's long, right? You understand? So sometimes in a question, I will not tell you explicitly what's dominant and what's recessive. I will say there are two parents and then they are pure. And after you breed them, everybody look like that in F1. then you are supposed to figure it out based on this information, what's dominant and what's recessive. Do you understand? It's very simple, actually. You just look at the F1, and whatever F1 looks like, those are the dominant traits. Okay? So here, gray is dominant over white. So big G, small g, and then big L, small l. Okay. Of course, the parent would be big G, small l, and then this would be small g, big L, big L. Okay. Now, when you write down in your notes, make sure you make a little legend or whatever that these information was not given at the beginning, right? Like you figured it out, right? Okay, that's a very important thing. So in the quiz, if you ask me over, say, hey, you didn't tell me which one is dominant and recessive. That means you have to use this logic to figure it out. Okay?
Probably because I wasn't here last week, but how did you know? Like, what was it done?
Whatever shows up in the F1 is going to be dominant. Okay, so you have to do the Punnett square to figure it out. Okay, what's the recording for last Wednesday, and then it will make sense. Okay, yeah, because I can't go into it right now. Are we together? Great. You guys look the same when you get it, and also when you don't get it. It's really hard. Okay, so moving on. Now we're gonna look at the F2 generation. Okay, so F2 is when you take two individuals from F1 and you cross them. So now you're gonna have big R, small r, big Y, small y, cross with the exact same thing. Okay, so this is gonna take some time. Here we go. Gametes. Okay. What are the gametes for this one? How many gametes is this person going to be able to produce? This plant. How many gametes? How many different types? 4. That's right. How did you get that? Excellent. 2 times 2, right? It's always good to do a mental check to figure out how many gametes you're expecting before you write the gametes. So you know you have them all. Okay? So please write them out. And it's the exact same thing for the other plant. So how big is the Punnett square? 16. That's right. 4 combinations here, 4 combinations here, right? It's gonna be a huge table. Okay. I'm gonna go to cheat a little bit. I already did it with my other class. Give me a second. All right. So you can reproduce this in your notebook, and basically these gametes go here and those gametes go here, right? You understand? You just copy them, right? And then now you got to do it 16 times, okay? All right. And that's what I'm gonna come around and watch you do it, okay? Go, go, go. I'll give you back your quiz on Wednesday, all right? I still have some people who need to write it, so I haven't forgotten yet. Small, you need to big because we're gonna highlight and stuff afterwards. Okay. And another thing is if you're doing this on a test, make your table big, all right? Because it's so easy to make mistakes when it's small. And actually, my eyesight is not too good, so if it's really small, it's hard for me to figure out it as well. Yeah. Now, is that a big Y or a small Y? Don't you can tell. We put the same letter together, so big R, and then big Y, big Y. It's not alternated. Good. Okay. Here we go. So we got the R's together. The big R, big R, and Y, big Y. Okay, so big R, big R, and big Y. One, one, two, big R, big Y, big R, small Y, small R, big Y. Now you put these together. Do all the hard first. Do all the hard first. Big R. Other big. So, each of the four groups of here, and then the big one. You good? Okay. Yeah, so over here, the big R, this one also big R. So here, big R, big R, big Y, big Y. So each one has like 4 points. So big R, big Y, small Y. And also your big Y and small Y is a little bit, it's gonna like confuse yourself, right? So yeah, make sure you do that. Okay, I think hold on. Yeah, hold on. So I think some of you are confused. Look here. When we combine them, we should have a total of 4 letters, okay? 4 letters. So look, the big R and the big R will be together like that, right? And then the big Y and the big Y will be together, right? So that's gonna be like that. Do you understand? Okay, I see some of you, your big Y looks like this and your small Y looks like this. Is really hard for you to tell. Okay? And you don't want to be confused on the test. So just make them very different. Big Y, small Y. Okay? It doesn't have to be pretty writing, but it needs to be neat. You have the whole time?
Yeah.
I cannot check over all of it, but looks okay for the first row. Done the first row, okay. Oh, I think you can do on better than me to the letters together, right? Yeah, but the R's are together, Y together. Big R, and big Y, big Y. Oh. Capital press always. Stand out. Getting. Okay. Yes. Okay. You understand, right? Okay. I'm gonna do it. You check my work, okay? Sometimes I make mistakes as well. Now, it's too much to do the genotypes, so we're just going to skip directly to the phenotype. And if you have 4 different colors, that would be great. Can you tell me what's the genotype? What's the phenotype of this one? What's the phenotype of the first one here? Round and yellow. That's right. Round and yellow. Okay? Go find all the round and yellow. And tell me how many. If you worry you're gonna make a mistake, then maybe just use pencil first and then you can highlight them after. I need you to find all the round and yellow. Because in case you get impressed, then you know what to take, right? You understand the table? That's good. That round and yellow is good. Don't forget that one. How many? Beautiful. How many? You still cut it? That's running it. What is this one? So is it round or single? Right. And what color? That's right. We have found that, right? Wait till you found that? How many? Okay, so this is not round and yellow. It has to be round and yellow. This is actually round and green. No, this is round and yellow. If there's a capital Y, then it's yellow, right?
But that's small.
Yeah, but the capital Y will cover up the small y. Yeah, that's the lesson we're going around. How many? Push. Got 9 as well. All right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to check your one. Yeah, you okay? What's the number, guys? Okay, round and yellow. Basically, you're looking for anything that has a capital R and capital Y. And those are all of it. Right? How many? 9 out of? 9 out of 16. What percent is that? Can someone key that into the calculator? $56? Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm not awake yet. 56 fun what? 25. Right? It's just 9 divided by 16, right? Okay, we need another one. Let's pick this guy. What is this, huh? What's the phenotype? Round and green, right? And the percent. Sorry, we gotta find all the round and green. Find all the round and green. Mhm. Too many. Sorry, what did you say? I was talking to Josh. It's 3, right? Okay, we gotta move along. So many things to do. What is this one? Yeah, wrinkled and yellow. Okay, how many wrinkled and yellow? I mean, there isn't a lot of choices now. Should be quick. How many, Bettina? Wrinkle yellow, right? Look, this is wrinkle because it's a little R, and then big Y for yellow. This is wrinkle yellow. 3/16. And then this one is super rare, right? This is wrinkle and green, which is 1/16. Okay. Listen, this next part will save you a lot of time if you understand on the test. If the parents are heterozygous, we just say hybrid, it's easier to write. It's hybrid for both genes, then the offspring is like their like kids, right? Okay. Their offspring also has no S, even if it's plural. Then the offspring will follow the 9:3:1 ratio. Okay. So anytime, stop for a second, listen. Anytime the parents are like big A, small a, big B, small b, as long as they are hybrid for both tray, then in your mind, you know you have to do this 16 table, right? 4x4 table, right? But you don't have to actually do it because it will always work out to be the 9:3:1 ratio. So on the test, when you're in a situation like this, you don't actually need to draw this table because it would take you so much time, right? You just have to understand it will come down to the 9:3:1 ratio. Okay, now what does the number mean? 9 is the most common phenotype. It's round and yellow or whatever dominant traits are. So this is when the plant or the animal is dominant for both traits. It's going to be 9 out of 16. For this one, it is going to be dominant for one and recessive for the other. And for this one, it'll be recessive for one and dominant for the other. So these are less common. And then the least common would be when both traits are recessive. Okay. Let's do a question here quickly. And we have a parent mouse. And then F1. So listen, okay? That's all the information that's given. Obviously, on the test, it will be written in words, right? Basically, you have a gray short and a white long. And then F1 is all like this. And then F2, they're going to make 1,000 mice. I want to know how many would be white and have long tail. Okay, so first thing you have to figure out is what are the two traits? What are the characters we're looking at? The color and color and tail length, right? Okay, so we have two colors, white and gray, or two lengths, long and short. Based on the F1 generation, what color is dominant? So gray is dominant over white, right? Okay. So gray and white. And then here, long, short, right? We good so far? Okay, now watch. All of these are going to be heterozygous, right? Because the parents are pure. I have to tell you that they're pure. Okay, so then if it's heterozygous for F1, then each mouse is going to have 4 gametes, right? 4 by 4, 16 table, right? 4 by 4 table, right? Okay. So now we are looking for white. Is white dominant or recessive? Is long tail dominant or recessive? Dominant. According to the ratio 9:3:1, dominant recessive is 3 out of. So we just do 1,000 times 3 out of 16, which is 187.5. Right? So approximately 188 mice will be the white and long. Do you understand how to use the ratio? You don't actually have to do the table. Okay, some of you are confused. Let's try one more. All right. I'm totally making this up now. Whatever these are, okay? Okay, do it. Go, go, go. Okay, that's a horn, okay? In case you don't know what a horn is. You need your calculator for next Monday, okay? Don't use the one on the phone. Cannot use the phone, obviously. And don't use your smartwatch, okay? That's also no-no. The smartest things on your table should be you, not your gadgets. Yeah. Huh? How many? I just can't hear you. Oh, a little bit too much.
37. What? 37. 37,000.
All right, work with me here. What are the traits?
Horn.
Horns or no horns, right? And then the other trait?
Spot.
Spots, right? Which spot is dominant, circle or triangle? Triangle is bigger than circle, right? Because F1 is triangle, right? Horns or no horns? Which one is dominant? Horns. Do you understand this part? If not, ask and I'll try to explain again. Oh. Do we understand that? Yeah? Oh, because you can see it from F1, right? Whatever F1 looks like, that's a dominant. Again, assuming they're pure, which I will tell you on the test. All right, how many have circles? Circle is dominant or recessive? Recessive. No horns, dominant or recessive? Recessive, right? Okay, recessive. So you're looking for recessive, 9331. This should be a new password for your phone, okay? Until you remember it. 9331. Dominant, 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 recessive, recessive, dominant, and then recessive, recessive is what we're looking for. So 1 over what?
16.
If you forget 16, just add up the numbers. 9 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 16, okay? And then we times 2000, which is, drum roll, 125. Right? Oh, no, is it 100? Did I do it right? Yeah, 100. Sorry. You get it? Are we okay? I certainly hope so. All right, we have more questions to do. There we go. So I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to skip the break. Too many things to go through. Okay, if you need a break though, feel free. Don't let me stop you. Just watch the recordings after. Okay, so that's what a typical question would look like on the quiz or test. You don't have to understand what the trait actually means. You just have to pick out the different variety and figure out which one is dominant, which one is recessive, okay? I'll read it to you. In bees, normal wings are dominant to vestigial wings. Again, who cares what vestigial means? It doesn't matter. All it matters is normal is dominant over vestigial. Okay? But if you're wondering, vestigial just means it's like really tiny. Okay? So normal wings and vestigial wings. What letter should I use for this trait? Louder, please. Did I? Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah. Okay. Big W. Okay. Is for normal, right? And then small w is vestigial. I was going to use capital N for normal. Okay. But whatever you want, doesn't matter. Okay. Like I said, just choose. Like I probably would go with N versus W just because of the way people write, right? Like I told you, like things like this is really hard for you on the test. It's easy to make mistake, right? Okay. Like after a while, you no longer know which one is capital, which one is lowercase. Okay. So you know what? I'm gonna use big N. Big N for normal, small n. Okay. And don't do tiny table, please. Okay. Like nobody can see. Right? Make them big. Right? If you want extra paper, ask me. I'll give it to you. Okay. If there's one thing true about education, we are not environmentally friendly. If you want more paper, I'll give you more paper. Okay, that's a first trait. Now the second one. And deep pollen sacs are dominant to shallow pollen sacs. And again, who cares what a pollen sac is? You don't need to understand what it is to do the question, right? Okay. A lot of people struggle with these questions because they don't understand like what it is that they're reading. But I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't matter, right? It's irrelevant. You just need to pick out what are the traits. So here, what letter should I use? Huh? Yeah, big D for deep. Okay. And then small d for shallow. Exactly. That's all you need to know. All right. Now we're going to find the parents. A male bee with vestigial wings and shallow pollen sacs. And then we have one that's homozygous normal wings and heterozygous deep pollen sacs. Okay, so let's do the male. How come I don't tell you whether the wings are homozygous or heterozygous for the male? How come I just say vestigial wings and I don't tell you whether it's homozygous or heterozygous? How are you supposed to know? I did. What do you mean it doesn't matter? How do you know? Huh? That's right. Vestigial is recessive. And the only way to have a recessive trait is if you are pure for it, right? Remember? There's no such thing as a hybrid recessive, right? Because if it's hybrid, then the dominant allele is going to be there and it's going to cover it up, right? So that's why even I don't tell you, you know this is little n, little n. Shallow pollen sacs, little d, right? Are we together? How about the female? I go ahead and write the female genotype. What is it? Don't be shy. Just yell them out. Yeah, big N, because it's homozygous normal. And then what? Big D and small d, because heterozygous, right? Those are the parents. Okay, then what's the next step in doing these questions? What do we have to figure out next? Not the square yet. The gametes, that's right. The gametes. Right? Listen, this is not 9331, right? It's only 9331 if it's hybrid, right? Right? This is homozygous, pure. Okay. All right. So what are the gametes for the male B? Small n, small d. That's all, right? Put a bar to separate them. How about for the female B? Anything else? No, right? Okay. So our Punnett square, our table, is going to be 1/2, right? Very small. Go ahead, do it. Okay. You understand? One, right? Here. Yeah. And only capital before. And then you have to figure out what they look like. All right. So small n, small d, big N, big D, big N, small d, right? Always write the capital before you write the lowercase. And don't forget to answer the question. A lot of people make it all the way to this step and then they stop. You finish the hardest part. Now answer the question. What's the question? State the percentages for both genotype and phenotype. Okay, so bring some highlighters. What's this one? Is it normal wings or vestigial wings? Deep or shallow? Yeah, so normal deep, that's 1 out of 2 or 50%. So you would expect half the baby bees to be normal, to have normal wings and deep pollen sacs. And what about the other half? Normal and shallow. That's all. Okay. That's the hardest part of the lesson. If you understand this, the rest of the lesson should be relatively easy. Okay, there's another example here. Maybe we'll come back to it. I just need to teach you a few more new things. And then if we have time in the end, we'll work through it, okay? All right. So we did monohybrid, which is tracking one trait, right? We did dihybrid, which is tracking two. And now we are going to learn two other kinds of inheritance patterns. It turns out genes don't always interact through the dominant and the recessive model. Okay. So let's say we have red and then we have white, then dominant and recessive would be like this. Okay. So this is regular, if you would, regular, dominant, recessive. Oops. If it's big R, what's the color? It's not a trick question. Big R, what's the color? Huh? Okay, yeah. And then big R, small r. Okay, small r. White. That's what we've been learning, right? Since last week. Okay, that's regular dominant recessive pattern in which the dominant allele covers up the recessive allele. Now, let's take a look at a new inheritance pattern called incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance. Okay. So big R, once again, is red. That is not difficult to understand. Small r is white. And then what about big R, small r? In the case of incomplete dominance, listen, please. In the case of incomplete dominance, the alleles are not able to completely override the other one. So the red one does not cover the white completely, and the white does not cover the red completely. And so it's incomplete dominance. They can't cover up the other one. And at the end, the heterozygous condition is a mix of both. So when you mix red and white, what do you get? Pink. And that's what you will have. This is big R, small r, a pink flower. Okay. So I will tell you specifically in the question that you are doing an incomplete dominance question. Okay. Otherwise, you can't tell, right? Okay. If I don't tell you it's incomplete dominance or codominance, you can assume it's regular. Dominant recessive. Do you understand? Okay. So if I don't tell you is this one or the other one, then you assume big R, small r is just red. Okay. Please be careful on the quiz. And then there is another one called codominance. Codominance. Okay, big R is red once again. Small r is white. And then big R, small r would be red and white. Like this one here, it's like both petals show up. So rather than a blend, both show up. Blood type is like that. If you get type A from one parent and type B from the other parent, what's your blood type? AB, right? It's not A, it's not B, it's AB. It's co-dominant. Both show up. Do you understand the difference between codominance and incomplete dominance? Yeah. Long tail with short tail, and then you get medium tail length. Is that an example of incomplete dominance or codominance? Let me repeat. Long tail bred with short tail, and then they have medium tail. Is that codominance or incomplete dominance? Incomplete dominance, hands up. Incomplete. Codominance. That's incomplete, guys. Okay, because it's somewhere in the middle, right? Okay. Codominance will be freaky. It will be a mouse with two tails, one long, one short. You understand the difference? Right? Okay. So let's do these questions. All right, here we go. In Snapdragons, which is, again, who cares? It's just a plant name. Don't get bothered by these names. Red flower is incompletely dominant over white. So like I said, I will tell you explicitly in the question, you are dealing with an incomplete dominant trait or a codominance trait, okay? The heterozygous condition produces pink flowers. What will be the result of cross between two pink flowers? Okay. So how do you get pink cross pink? What's the genotype for a pink flower? Capital R N. That's right. So go ahead, do the Punnett square. Now this is back to regular Punnett square, right? Don't put the letters in the same box. Just one letter each. And then tell me the results. Because the question will tell you that it says incomplete dominant. Oh, because same letter. One trait. Yeah, so the R should not be. Look, guys, I know it's easy to get confused between this and the other one. Just stop for a second, please. In the other one here, we have two letters in the same location, right? But those are different letters, right? You should never have the same letter in the same box. So you shouldn't be doing this, right? Same letter should not be in the same box for the gametes. So it's either big R or small r. Big R or small r. It's back to what we did last Wednesday, right? You understand this? Yeah. Good, right? What percent? What color is that? Big R, big R, big R. Have it? Yeah, color is that? B. And red. Oh, you have to have all of them, not just the results, right? Okay, so if you do it, it will be big R, just like the regular one. So the Punnett square looks the same, but the interpretation of the result would be different, right? For example, these guys will be red, right? And then what about these ones? Pink, right? Because of the incomplete dominance. And then you will have the white here. Okay? So then, I don't think I can highlight the white. Well, a little bit, okay? So over here, we would have 25% big R, which is red. 50% big R, small r, which is pink. And 25% small r, which is white. Okay? That's all. If I only want pink, what parents should I start with? I only want to make pink flowers because that's all people want to buy. What parents would guarantee the highest pink yield? Got it. Big R, cross small r, small r. If you do that, let's see. %100 pink, right? See, it's counterintuitive. You might think to get more pink, you would start with pink and pink, right? But actually, that would be wrong. If you start with pink and pink, you only get 50% pink. But if you start with red and white, guarantee pink. With me? Okay, just last one here. A red bull is male cow, okay? A red bull, like the drink, crossed with a white cow produces a roan calf. Okay, so again, I know it's confusing, but bull is male, cow is female, calf is baby cow. Okay. So when you start with a big R, we'll say this is red, small r is white, and big R big R is red, small r is white, big R, small r is called roan. And that's what the roan thing looks like. So do you think this is incomplete dominance or is it codominant? Codominant because you see both things, right? You see the red part and you see the white part, right? Okay. If it's incomplete dominance, it should be the same color throughout. Okay, whatever the color happens. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. You could have put like little r here as white, okay? Because it's no longer dominant or recessive, right? Okay, so it wouldn't matter. But what does matter is the heterozygous has to be, the mix. Okay, so here we go. If a roan bull is crossed with a white cow, roan bull is crossed with a white cow, and what percentage is going to be roan? Okay, so please do that quickly. I will come and give you a pre-score review, okay? Do it. I'll post the answer later in the week, but you gotta do it first. You see your friends, your classmates who are not here today, tell them I say good luck, okay? Okay, roan bull. Roan bull is big R, small r, right? And what about white cow? Small r is the white cow, all right? And you're gonna breed these things. I'm just gonna do it quickly now because you should know how to do the Punnett square. What percent is roan? 50% big R, small r, roan. Done. This is the end of everything that will be on the quiz. Quiz is Monday, no multiple choice, all written, no meiosis, okay? So mutation is on, and then these problems, okay? Monohybrid, dihybrid, codominance, incomplete dominance. Do you understand? All right. Do the package, please. Okay? I'll post the answer, later in the week. This Wednesday, I'll be here in the classroom around 7:45. All right. If you need extra help, come see me. All right, please. All right? Just come to the office, not the office, the classroom early. All right. Just come and then I will help you out. I cannot stay after class because I have an afternoon class I need to go to, right? That's not on campus. That's why I'm always like in a hurry. It's not like, I try to not help you or anything. Right? So before class would be ideal. Okay. Yes. Yeah. But I need you to do it first. Okay. Do it first. I'll post a review video of me taking it up. Okay. Later in the week. Got it? All right. If earlier doesn't work out for you, but you still need extra help, send me an email. We'll meet over Zoom. It's not ideal. It's hard to meet over Zoom for these kind of stuff because I cannot see your work. Okay. So if you can come earlier. All right. I got to teach you more. I'm so sorry. We have the sex link stuff. I have 20 minutes to teach you the sex link. Sex link is not on the quiz, but sex link will be on the final exam. Okay, final test. Okay. Here we go. It's not that bad. Okay, it's doable in 20 minutes. All right. Everything we've learned so far is called autosomal inheritance. Okay? Meaning, whatever gene we're looking at is passed on to the next generation from chromosome 1 to 22, right? Okay. Or in other animals, it would be chromosome 1 to, whatever they have, excluding the sex chromosome. Okay. So X and Y is not like a unique thing for humans. There are other organisms that also has the equivalence of X and Y to determine their gender, their sex, okay? So some conditions are sex-linked, meaning it's passed on either through the X chromosome or through the Y chromosome. If it's passed on through the X chromosome, then it's X-linked, okay? Who can get X-linked condition, male or female? It's a trick question. Who can get X-linked conditions? Only females? Both, right? Okay. Because men and women, they both have the X chromosomes, right? Okay. Who gets it more often? If it's an X-linked recessive condition. Okay. Listen, if it's X-linked recessive, then actually male will get it more often than females. Because being a female, you have an extra X as a backup. So if you get the disease X allele, if it's recessive, your normal X will cover it up and protect you from the disease. Okay? But for male, how many X do male have? One. So if I get the disease X, I'm going to have the disease. I'm not going to be able to, cover it up, right? You understand that? However, if we are talking about a dominant X condition, dominant means one bad X is enough to cause a problem, then female are more likely to get it than men. Because you inherit 2 copies of X, you have a higher chance of catching it compared to male who only inherits 1 copy, right? Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, there are several conditions that are X-linked. The ones we are looking at would be something called hemophilia, which is, do you guys know what this is? Hemophilia? Have you heard of it? No?
If child or offspring is both.
No, you're thinking about hermaphrodites. That's something else, okay? This is hemophilia. Hemophilia is a bleeding disorder, okay? You don't stop bleeding easily, okay? It runs in my grandmother's side. I don't have it, but like my grandmother's side has people who has it. And if they have a cut or even a nosebleed, they have to go to the emergency to stop it because their blood is not gonna clot, okay? Hemophilia. I think the royal family also has this. And you can Google it to see the family tree of it. Okay. Color blindness. Color blindness is another one. Okay. The most common color blindness is red-green color blindness. Okay. The person cannot tell the difference between the red and the green shade. What number do you see? 74. Okay. If you see 74, you don't have red-green color blindness. Okay. If you see 21 and you didn't know you have color blindness, I have news for you. You have color blindness, okay? So this is called the Ishihara test, right? And it helps you to quickly tell whether someone is colorblind or not. Okay? Do we have time for a quick joke? Okay, we do. About when I've been teaching here for like over 15 years, okay? When I first started, I wasn't like this now. Before it was like, very inexperienced. So one time I had a picture on the screen. I forgot what it was, and then I asked the class, what color do you see? And then someone said, red or something, but it was clearly not red. Okay, it was something else. And then as a joke, I was like, "What are you, colorblind?" And then the person was quiet, and then he said, "Yes, I am." I was like, "Oh shoot, I'm gonna get fired for this," right? So, I'm much more careful nowadays, okay? But again, if you see 21, gentle reminder, if you don't know, you are colorblind, okay? All right, so we have a few things to write down to help you understand this this colorblind stuff, okay? So here we go. Now, this applies to all X-linked conditions, okay? But I'm just going to use colorblind as an example to help you because it's, easily relatable, okay, rather than something like hemophilia. So help me out. What is this? Yeah, obviously it's square, but like what does it represent? Sorry. Male, okay? This is normal male. Normal male. Normal as in no color blind, okay? What's the sex chromosome for normal, not colorblind male? X and Y. Okay. Normal X, normal Y. Okay. How about now? What kind of male is this? Yes. Okay. I'm just going to use CP for colorblind, okay? Because it's too long. Colorblind male. And this is how you write colorblind male. X, C, Y. Okay, so XC is the colorblind allele. If it's the normal X, then it doesn't have the superscript, okay? Now, not everybody does it like me in terms of like the symbols. So just be warned, if you're gonna look things up online, right, it might not completely be the same as what I'm doing. But you know, you will still get the same answer, obviously. Okay, how about this? Who's this? Does she have color blindness? Normal, right? Normal female. Which would be, what's her genotype? Any C on top? No. And this? So you see, female are less likely to have an X-linked recessive condition compared to men, right? Because they have two couples. So what if, I know what you're thinking, what if someone is XXC? Do they have color blindness or not? Colorblind or not? Yeah.
No.
Colorblind or no colorblind, guys? No, okay? Because the normal X will protect you from it, right? The normal X is dominant. It will cover up, okay? Briefly, color blindness is caused by your eye not making a certain protein to detect a particular wavelength of the color, okay? So if you have XC, that means you cannot make it, and then the other copy also cannot make it, then you don't have that protein, right? Okay. But if you're XXC, even this copy cannot make the protein for your eyes, this one can, right? So you're still okay, you understand? So once again, does this person have color blindness or not? No. Okay, but we shade in half. Okay, because she's a carrier. Carrier female, but normal vision. Okay, a carrier is someone who has the disease allele, but not the disease. Okay? They have the disease allele, but not the disease. Can a male be a carrier for color blindness? No, because in male, you have the disease allele, you have the disease. Okay? Because we only have one X. That's why males are more likely to have an X-linked recessive condition than female. Okay? Any questions before we do another example? Okay, I am really sorry. I know I'm stretching your attention, but we are almost done. Determine the expected outcome of the following crosses. Okay, let's do the first one here. Let's call them A, B, C, D. Let's start with A. Carrier female. How do I write a carrier female? Well, you can take a look at here, right? Carrier female is one normal X, one colorblind X. And a normal male. So when the female forms her eggs, half the egg will carry the normal X, the other half will carry the XC, right? This is called law of segregation. Please complete the table. Now interpret it. Yeah. Okay, looks like everybody got it. So this is XX, XXC, right? So usually we look at the boys and the girls separately, okay? Daughters and sons. And what can you say about the daughters? What's the chance that the daughters are gonna be colorblind? What's the chance that the daughters will be colorblind? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I feel a little bit better with the 0% chance colorblind. Okay. In other words, 100% normal vision. Right? Is this person gonna be colorblind? No, it's like there's no C, right? Is this person gonna be colorblind? No, she's a carrier, right? But carriers are not colorblind, you understand? So 100% gonna be okay. How about for son? If you have a son, yeah, 50% chance normal. Normal as in normal vision, okay? And 50% chance colorblind. Okay? It's not 25% because we're just looking at the sun, right? Okay. You understand? No? You don't understand the 50% part? Okay. Normally it's out of 4 boxes, right? But here we're only looking at the suns. These are not the suns. So I don't look at them. So how many boxes? 2 boxes. 1 out of 2 is 50. Okay. We only do this for sex link stuff. Got it? All right, let's do number 2 yourself. normal. But you have the same female, right? Put an F here. Oh. Okay. Daughter, good. Okay, yeah. So how do you interpret the result? Any colorblind daughter? Daughter. What about son? 100%. All right. So for this one, for B, normal male is XY. Colorblind female is XCXC, right? So if you do the Punnett square, XY on the side, again, these can be interchanged, it doesn't matter. Okay, so daughters, what can you say about the daughters? So 100% normal, right? Normal vision, but they are all carriers. And the sons, 100% colorblind. Okay, that's everything. Okay, sex link is not on the quiz on Monday, so don't worry about that, and don't email me about that. I have one last thing to ask you before you go. This is real situation in my family. Okay, this happens like over 20 years ago when I was still in high school. So this is a family dinner. Right, and then the adults were having normal conversations. My uncle was saying, okay, so my uncle is was working a moment ago this week. My uncle, his name is Frank. Okay, and he has normal vision. And my aunt, her name is Kate, and she also has normal vision. Okay. Now they have a son. Son is Marco, which is my cousin, right? He's colorblind. Yeah. And then they had a second kid, Tiffany, who does not talk to me anymore, but they don't know whether she has color blindness or not. So they were just talking, asking my parents for advice. It's like, oh, should we, go take her to test, since Marco has color blindness. And then, I was taking biology at the time of school, right? And I interrupted their conversation rudely. I was like, no, you don't have to test her, okay? She's definitely, so can you find out what she is based on this information? Can you figure out whether she's definitely colorblind or definitely not colorblind?
Definitely not.
How do you know so quickly? You have
She's
to
a
figure it out.
carrier.
Huh? But how do you know?
The mom is just.
Don't answer instinctively. You guys gotta do the calculations, okay? Biology is not about feelings. Right? And that's how you guys do your multiple choice question. I can see you guys. And you look at the question up. Last four, or it's a C. This one, it's not gonna be a C. That's how you get them wrong, people. Okay, so please figure it out. It's funny because it's true.